Welcome to the BAM Sports Show.
I carefully place all of it in various trash cans around.
Any other headlines you guys are interested in tomorrow?
I'll poop in a urinal.
It's going to be a wet one.
He shoots, he scores, you suck.
Rick's wife is going to make him sleep in the bathroom tub tonight.
A dark horse candidate of where I may eventually want to end up living for good.
Welcome to a brand new sports show experience coming through your wavelengths. Let's get ready to have some fun. So sit back, crack open a drink, and let's talk some sports.
What up? Welcome to the BAM Sports Show.
What the fuck? Danny, are you on fire?
I think Danny lit himself on fire.
Just a little bit. I put it out though.
How we doing, boys?
Doing good,
man.
Just a little hot. Oh man, we are back. It's a Friday.
Yes, sir.
I really try and pump myself up between the when the waiting for the music.
I've
I've
got
got
to watch
say,
you every time.
Oh, do you? I
Yeah,
know you can watch me.
I could see everybody's camera.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I just pump myself up like
There you
first
go.
coming to the show. I'm tired. Don't
Gotta
want
get
really
a
want
little
to.
I gotta
bit-
say,
But I pump myself up. Then like, yes, I'm ready to go.
I've got to say, like, not to toot my own horn or anything like that,
Hey,
but
your name's Horn.
it is. It is.
Warren.
It is. But man, I always really just use those kind of intro videos just as a, okay, this is how much time I have left.
Mhm.
But tonight, kind of going into those intro videos is the first time that, I just sat there and paid attention to it for a while. And I've, not to toot my own horn, but I'm still proud of myself
good
for those.
video.
Dude,
It's
I
a
get
good
pumped.
video.
I get pumped up. It's like a Pavlov's dog hearing the bell.
Yeah.
It's like I hear it. I'm like,
That's
all right,
right.
I'm ready. Let's do this. Go. Run watches. You do other things.
Whoa.
That's
Cue Rick face.
that is the Patreon After Dark version of the BAM Sports Show.
Yeah. Subscribe at your own risk.
There's
Yeah,
only one
yeah.
subscriber, and it's Danny.
Be sure to check us out on Only BAMs.
Yeah.
Only bands.
Oh man, we had some football, didn't we?
We sure did.
Baseball's happening. Mariners, are they in the playoffs?
So it is basically a 3-way tie right now. So there's 3 teams: the Texans, the Astros, and the Mariners.
We're
Not the
in
Texans, excuse me. The Rangers,
The
and the
Rangers.
Mariners.
Yep.
The Mariners and the Rangers are half a game back from first place. The Astros are in first place. The Mariners have to do, I think it's a 3-game series with the Rangers, 4 with the Astros, and 3 with the Rangers again. Then that's their season.
Jeez.
They're playing them right now. They're behind 4-8 in the 7th inning. Last I
Yeesh.
checked.
4-8.
Yeah, it was like
Not a good one.
6-0. Yeah, top of the 8th now. Yeah, so it's not a good start.
Not to beat a dead horse, but Rick, we all
The
know
Cardinals. Yeah, they're out.
they have officially been eliminated from playoff
Officially,
contention.
yep.
Just to let you know.
Not even tripping.
In case you forgot.
Currently
It's-
sitting
yeah.
20 and a half games behind the Brewers, who
Yep.
are in first place.
Yep.
So
I
God,
Almost
I
done.
hope
It's
we
almost done.
fire Mo. I hope we fire Mo.
I do too. I don't like that guy.
well,
I-
I hope we fire Russ.
My
Yeah,
pick
same.
for the NL championship will not come to fruition this year.
who was that?
Yeah.
The Cardinals. And,
Oh.
Yeah.
and my AL
Neither
winner
will mine.
either. My World Series winner, the Yankees, isn't gonna even make the playoffs.
They
either,
haven't.
so.
They have not been technically eliminated, but they are
Yeah.
like a game away from being eliminated.
And I couldn't be any more happy about that.
I'll tell you what. I hope that the Mariners figure out a way to do it. I'm at this point, I'm kind of rooting for the Mariners, but I would not be upset if the Rangers, finally found their way back to
I
a
would
World
be
Series
upset.
again.
I picked my playoff teams. You ready for them?
Mhm.
Let's
In
hear
the
it.
NL, I mean the Cubs, even if they make it,
Okay,
which I
now
don't
is this-
want them to.
Prediction or what you're rooting for?
Both,
Okay.
which is not I'm not going out on a limb. It's the
Sure.
Braves, who I absolutely love right now. They're playing insane.
Yeah.
And my favorite story, the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah,
They are
I do like that.
the top team in the league, 1 or 2 games ahead of the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah.
And in the West, I'm looking out there. 85 wins is your top wins in the West right now with the Astros. Baltimore has 95.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Anyways, that's probably enough baseball until playoff time.
If you want,
It's time for football.
So you don't have to make a hard and fast
A lot
rule.
of
I decree no more baseball until the playoffs.
Well, I mean, nobody ever watches. I think most of the people that watch the show are going to be football fans.
Well, there's
You
also 3 days. Well, roughly 3 days in the week where there's not NFL or college football.
That's true. Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, right? So I mean,
No, I think there's some college. No, yeah, there is college football on Friday nights. I
Yeah.
was gonna say because I think
ones that
Virginia's.
matter. Or
Well, I don't know, to
Like maybe-
to who?
my Wittenberg Tigers are gonna bring a big fan base there. I'm actually
NC State is currently beating Virginia.
okay.
That's the game that's going on.
My understanding.
Big test. We're on college football. Big
Okay.
test
say
this
Ohio
weekend
State.
for Colorado,
Oh,
for Dion and his boys going up against the number 10 ranked Oregon Ducks.
yeah. The big game
You know-
I was talking about here is the Ohio State going against Notre Dame, which I think Notre Dame's got a good chance.
Probably.
Yeah, because my understanding is that Ohio's quarterback sucks.
As does Alabama's.
Do all Ohio State
Standings.
quarterbacks suck?
Shut up, Keith. Actually, fuck you, Keith.
Hey, why does Keith get to be in the top corner?
I don't know.
Put-
I don't know
put him
how
back
to
in his
change
pla-
it.
Put him back in his place by me. Come down to my level, Keith.
I did it. I figured it out.
But we still got the Seahawks fans in one
That's
one
right,
side of the
yeah.
screen.
Yeah,
So
get
I
me,
get
buddy.
I like that.
my top left
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah.
But the
Not sure if it
Seahawks
looks
belong
right,
on the
but-
bottom.
Now we're on the. Shut up.
We're on the right side of history, my friend. But
We're on the
speaking
other
of
Georgia
Speaking
is
of-
currently the number 1 team. I was wondering who that was. Sorry. Go ahead.
yeah.
Oh,
No,
I
you're
could've
okay.
told you.
I was going
I
to say,
didn't know.
speaking of
UW is ranked.
football, not NFL or college related.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Piece of
Big-
news that we
big
news.
saw coming out. The XFL and USFL are apparently in some pretty serious, all but finalized talks of a merge.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. I think
My
that's
son is
probably
10 and still calls them the Seagulls.
yeah.
Nice.
Seattle Seagulls.
Hey, I'll
Caw-caw.
take it. It's probably a little bit more accurate, to be honest.
Seagull
Right.
is still a very noble bird.
Fly,
It is.
seagull, fly.
Yeah. But no,
I
so the
think more
XFL and USFL merging.
I think more seagulls have brought down planes than Seahawks. So,
Mhm.
you know,
That's true. Alfred Hitchcock made a horror movie about seagulls.
yeah,
Also shit on more cars.
they
Yeah.
they do. Also, is a Seahawk an actual bird?
Kind of. It's like
Did we have this
it's a type
discussion
of-
already?
it's a type of osprey. It's like a nickname for it. It's not an official name, but
Rick.
No.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the merger? The potential of the merger?
You know, as much as I like to trash on the USFL, and mostly, to be honest with you, like a lot of that was kind of a byproduct of their fans or lack thereof. But the few that were out there, were
Their fan.
pretty nasty. Yeah, their fan, yeah, one in
I
particular.
am officially starting the petition to
Shannon
call it
says, "So what would they call it after the merge? The SUXFL or the SucksFL?"
SucksFL.
Well, honestly, I like really thinking about it. There's certain things that I hope that are ironclad in terms of the format of how they run things, i.e.,
Mhm.
the like that, that having actual home stadiums. I'm fine.
Mhm.
Have a
Oh,
hub
yes.
or 2 or 3 hubs, fine. Where, hey, maybe the St. Louis XFL team and the Memphis USFL team and this, whatever they practice in this city, fine. You want to do something like that, fine, but actually have home stadiums. There was a few markets for the USFL, not just Alabama, but Birmingham actually had a pretty damn solid turnout at most of their games.
Yeah.
Birmingham would be great.
Memphis, I'm sorry, outside of
Oh.
Birmingham, Memphis also had really
Oh, like
solid
Birmingham
turnouts at their
did
games.
great.
Well, I meant to say, but anyhow, that aside, I think it would be kind of cool. My ideal setup for the whole thing is treat it almost like how they did way back before the NFL merger, when you still had the AFL and the NFL, which has now become the AFC and the NFC. The two leagues, they play their own games within their own leagues, and then they each have their own league championship. And then the two champions of that game comes and plays what we now call the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl back in the day was the champion of two separate leagues playing each other.
It was almost like
If
a
they had-
scrimmage. Or not scrimmage, but it was almost like a scrimmage. Or not, that's not the right word. Like a it wasn't an official game almost. It was like, hey, this is what's the word?
Exhibition.
Exhibition. Thank you.
Kind of, but it was a big deal. They called it the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
because it was the champion of the two top professional football leagues. I think if they followed a model similar to that, that could actually have, I believe, some pretty decent hype around it, especially if you do take advantage of, there's going to be people out there that are dead set against one league or the other until they're blue in the face. And, they're going to talk trash about, the other league, if you will.
Right.
Well, you have it in that format, and then it becomes, for lack of a better term, spring Super Bowl time, or the spring bowl
The
time.
Summer Bowl.
Yeah.
What I kind of feel like that's something that will kind of run its course a little bit, because I know there's kind of jarring fan bases, but I think once they are together, I feel like there will be less. I think most people have allegiance to their team, and by de facto, it's like, oh, I am like a Michigan Maulers guy, or was it Michigan Maulers or
Panthers.
Panthers? Okay, so I'm a Michigan guy, therefore I'm a USFL guy.
Right.
I feel like if there's a merger, that's not really going to play as big of his allegiance. I think when people see that there's 16 teams in the league that your team is in, I think that goes a lot further than, going through the 8. Now, to what you're saying with like interleague play and stuff, a few years ago, it's not like this, quite like this anymore, but it used to be, I think it was like each team would play like one game, like on the opposite conference.
Right.
I was thinking like if there's say like 12 games now, maybe since there's more teams, maybe if they each play like one team,
one interleague game
in each division in the other, because there'll still be two divisions, or it's two divisions, right? Yeah,
right.
On each conference. So say if like you're the St. Louis Battlehawks, you'll play like one team in the north and one team in the south, or whatever. That's the only interleague play. But I want to go back to because at one point, like when COVID was going around, there sounded like there was a really serious opportunity for the CFL to merge with the XFL.
Yeah, I remember that. That would have been huge.
Yeah, and I thought that was about done deal, and that really just fell apart. That's another thing I thought would be interesting too, is if that happens, Mexico's got to get a league or something, and like we'll just do like the American Spring Bowl.
No, I think
that would
I think
be
it's
sick. Actually,
I think it'd be really cool.
I think it's great. Ultimately, I actually really like it. I like the idea of it. I think having a big, them kind of joining forces and having a combined, effort in spring football, rather than having competition amongst one another when they can just cash in as one entity,
Yeah.
I think is great. And I think that I did notice though that not necessarily all of the teams in the in both leagues would carry over. There are certain
Really?
teams that are on the chopping block. Obviously,
That's what I was going to talk about
Mhm.
too.
So let me look at this. I have an article up here. I know the Vegas Vipers was one of them.
Yep.
But
Also,
it says
Austin,
here,
while Rick's looking that up, people always resist change until it becomes the norm. I'm pretty
Yep.
sure that's how World War II started.
So it says here, XFL insider Michael Lathrop, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, lists surprisingly the XFL's Houston Roughnecks and Vegas Vipers, as well as the USFL's Houston Gamblers, New Jersey Generals, New Orleans Breakers, Philadelphia Stars, and Pittsburgh Maulers as teams that face uncertain futures that could be left out of a potential merger.
And I really like that because I think they have a crazy good opportunity right now.
Mhm.
They have a great opportunity to put these teams in underserved markets.
Yes, I have one.
So-
100%.
so you
Cash
can
in
put
on
it-
San Diego.
Put
Like that's
team in San Diego, put a team in Salt Lake City.
I've
Fucking
I've-
great.
been really, really pulling for Louisville to get a professional sports team.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, for
That
I
would be-
spent one afternoon there, and I could not believe how sports crazy that place was for not having professional sports. They still have the Kentucky Derby there,
hmm
so that's their big thing. So they already know that they can handle, a big market of some kind. if you wanna call it that.
Louisville, like always for
Louisville.
the college,
Louisville.
They have to show out for the
Oh
college.
yeah,
team, too.
that's like a 70,000 seat stadium too. I thought
Yeah.
it was something like Wazoo, like 30,000 or something. No, it is like an NFL caliber giant ass stadium. And then they
Right.
got, but I don't even think that would be an XFL stadium. I think they had like some soccer stadium. I was driving, like so many different huge like minor league ballparks and just like soccer stadiums and their college basketball stadium. It was just they're just huge, man. They're their arena, I guess you would call it.
Right.
And yeah, their town is just, and it's not a small town. I mean, it's definitely city size. I'd say it's looks bigger than I would say Dayton.
Mhm.
Dayton is it's a city, but I just like the idea of the XFL, taking their brand and going to smaller markets that will just go, we want to. I know St. Louis isn't a small market by any means, but something that will have that kind of fan base that just gets so excited
Just
to have a professional
rabid,
football
right.
team and just lose their shit.
Think about like the college football
Mhm.
fandoms and
Think about Nebraska.
right? Yeah, Nebraska's
You're
got
right.
crazy fandom.
Yeah,
Uh, The Razorbacks in Arkansas,
Mhm.
people go nuts over Woo Pig Suey and all that.
Here's
Yeah.
one.
know?
And this is the biggest. This is my dream someday. It's the biggest long shot. It'll never happen, but I still dream about this. If CFL joins, a merger with XFL, and then somehow or another Anchorage gets a football team for the XFL,
That'd be
because
sick.
Anchorage is Anchorage is a big city. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
huge, but it's like
It's
I mean,
the city.
it's skyscrapers and high rises.
hmm
Just going back to the comments here, Austin says that they got to come up with better names. Sounds like the pre-generated names on Madden. I do kind of feel that way about the USFL's teams and maybe a couple of the XFL teams, but some of them
See,
I think are like
Defenders.
badass branding.
The USFL
Like
teams, though, those have like at least 3 or 4 of those teams actually have history from the first time the USFL was a
Sure,
thing.
that's true.
You
But
know,
it's
I
gotta
know the
be
Michigan
Battle
Panthers were a
Hawks
team in the
or
80s.
The Brahmas, like those are different.
Right. But
And
I
then
think
Shannon says, "Is there a US or XFL team in Phoenix? That would be a good place for one."
that's
So
true.
no, neither league has a team in Phoenix, but
Or Columbus,
Yeah,
Ohio,
Columbus, yeah.
yeah. I think-
There are 4 teams. If they just go,
Mhm.
1-to-1, there are 4 teams in Texas,
yeah.
which is asinine.
I think it's too many.
Put a team in
And I-
Sacramento. Put a team in San Diego.
San Diego.
That's and I know
Phoenix.
I keep beating the damn drum for that, but I'm telling you, like they have a brand new stadium that is the perfect size for a XFL or USFL, whatever
Mhm.
spring football team that I
Yeah.
guarantee you would like they would be among the top fan bases. Like they would rival St. Louis or San Antonio, to a lesser extent Seattle. The people there are still bent out of shape about the Chargers. It's a huge military town,
Yeah.
so people are going to show up to a football game. It's literally, I kid you not. I mean, hell, Danny, when I lived down there, visited my place. We lived in military housing. The plot of land that they have it on is the same plot of land that the Chargers used to play at. It's not even a 10-minute drive from a huge military housing complex.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they would have fans there. It's a beautiful stadium.
Yeah.
Ryan says no signal.
Listen,
There he is.
these cameras sometimes
These cameras.
every 30 minutes or so, I gotta like reset it because of
The short-lived AFL. I remember that. Actually, I enjoyed the AFL. The San Antonio, I forget what they were, the Commanders, I believe they were called. That team had a crazy fan base.
So let's just as a thought experiment, USFL, they've got the Birmingham Stallions. Keep, right? You have to.
Oh yeah,
That's
keep.
like the jewel of that league. The Houston Gamblers, gone.
Yeah.
Memphis Showboats,
keep.
wonderful
Yeah.
name. Michigan
And
Panthers.
they're the only other fan base that I saw that actually showed out to their games.
So you got the Michigan Panthers. I say you keep that.
Yeah, they had a decent showing. I mean, not anywhere near Memphis or Birmingham, but sure, why not? Although I understand their history, that it has dating back to the 80s, but I think their colors are terrible.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's hard to judge, I think, these teams by the fan base that shows up because how many of the games are not being played at their home?
Right.
I mean,
I'm just
That's
kind of
true.
thinking about like
like-
population size and like
Sure.
saturation. Like with Houston, there's so much fucking football in that town. You don't
Yeah.
need
Right. You don't need
80 professional teams.
Yeah.
it. You don't need it.
New Jersey Generals, I'm on the side of keep.
I would say I'm almost tempted to say get rid of them. I mean, you have the Jets and the Giants there in
Right.
New Jersey.
Now, I would like to see a team in Albany. I think it'd be cool if the Jersey
Albany would be cool. I
Generals
think that-
went to Albany.
I think that would make up for the mess that Antonio Brown created for the NAL team, the Albany
Yeah.
Empire.
Yeah.
And then
I
the
do-
last,
Oh,
Go
sorry. I
ahead.
was gonna say I do really like the idea of staying in the same state and just moving to a market that
Mhm.
would, might appreciate them a lot more.
right. So, like in my idea, the Houston Gamblers, they go to, I don't know, Gulf Shores, Alabama. I don't know, just somewhere
Yeah.
within the region. Then you got the New Orleans Breakers, gone. You already got the Saints.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Maulers, gone. You got the Steelers. It's the same
Right.
colors as the Steelers, too.
So
Philadelphia Stars, gone. That's a hockey team, anyways.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
So that's 4 teams from the USFL. So now
So
I think if you cut 4 from each and relocate, you have 8 new teams, new franchises, and new areas. Is kind of what I was getting at.
That's okay. You're relocating. We're not trying to condense 16 teams to 8, right?
No.
Yeah,
You keep the
okay.
16 because I think that's an awesome number for a league like this.
Yeah.
I thought 8 was too little.
Yeah.
16's perfect.
Yeah.
Austin asks, is there a San Antonio team in either league? That's a massive market. So yes,
Yeah, the
the
Brahmas.
XFL has the San Antonio Brahmas. Their uniforms are awesome, and the fans show the hell out at that stadium.
I like them. Yeah.
Yep.
Something I was going to say with in terms of kind of moving a marketplace is football has become such a rich man's like spectator sport
Mhm.
because it costs, most of these markets except Jaguars, good for them. It's
Oh no,
200
their
bucks.
tickets have gotten expensive.
Yeah, but it's like $200 a ticket, That's not something that's, a lot of blue collar, soil of the earth, real kind of you think sort of guys who really watch football are going to spend money to go see. They're just going to go to a bar or go somewhere else. But what's one of the things I loved about the XFL is they can get great tickets for $20 or something.
Reasonable price. It's accessible.
Accessible, exactly. And so the idea of moving markets from places like away from like Houston or something to some I don't know, Amarillo. I don't know, somewhere.
Amarillo is a cool town.
Yeah, it is a cool town.
It
I think Austin would be a good town.
Austin, but I was saying like Louisville, like some of these places where it would be they would appreciate it much more. Like Nebraska fans, and their football team. Like they sell that place out, every home game they have there. So I think that makes so much more sense to try, because the thing is, I feel like if there's my opinion that those teams, the people who would watch, because the big issue is like marketing for like movie or not television rights and all that. That's a big issue. But you can still get my understanding is you can still get a lot of those people from say like LA to if they're watching, those games they're not watching.
I think the two markets, and I've thought this for a very long time, that would support an XFL team is San Diego and Sacramento.
Mm-hmm. I would say San Diego or Oakland. I think Oakland would support them.
Yeah, well, Oakland, the fans would, but the city wouldn't.
Yeah, where do you put
They'd be playing in turds.
They'll keep them in Vegas, but they're Oakland. They're just playing in that baseball.
So we
already imagine them putting them in the Coliseum. Just move the Vipers to the Coliseum. It's basically the same stadium that they played in last year, just bigger.
So Vipers definitely gone, right? That's the team.
That's number one on the first in line to get chopped.
Yeah, we send the Vipers to San Diego. It's not a far trip. 3-4 hours.
Send them to Phoenix.
Send them to Phoenix. It's close as well.
Or Salt Lake City.
Yeah. Arlington. I don't know.
Yeah, I like that.
Arlington.
I think you keep Arlington. They have a decent fan base there. They have and part of this is just personal bias. I love the fact that they're still using what used to be Globe Life Park. But they have a decent fan support out there. Mm-hmm. And shit, I mean, it does well. Yes, they have the Cowboys there for sure.
Which is my only
I will tell you
there.
But I will tell you, as someone who grew up in that area, while yes, that's the Cowboys, stomping ground and whatnot. They're in Arlington. There are plenty, and I mean plenty, of people who live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that absolutely cannot stand the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. So having another team to root for that's not associated with the Cowboys, that's kind of in the same geographical area, I think it works. They have decent fan support there. We haven't heard too much from Keith on this one though. Keith, what do you think about this merger?
I mean, I think it's good for the overall sport of spring football. I didn't really get into it much last year. I meant to, but I just never did. I think the merger will help because the two competing springs are just stupid. They don't even really compete against each other because they don't play at the same time. 16 is a good number, like Ryan said.
I like this. This is a great idea. Bangor, Maine.
Bangor, Maine.
Shovel some more. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Shan.
Or one of those weird, like, Pawtucket, whatever, Nantucket, Boston.
Rhode
teams.
Island.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rhode Island, yes.
Send them to Quahog, right?
Yeah, Quahog. You know what would be awesome as well? I was talking about this with one of the guys at work, and it would be funny, if they did end up doing the model, where it's, kind of the old AFL versus NFL Super Bowl. If they did end up doing that, Susquehanna, yeah. If they did end up doing that thing, where it's just you have the two league championships and then the spring Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If they did end up doing that,
it would make it worthwhile to win those league championships. That's like a good thing to hang a banner on.
Sure, but what would be kind of funny is, if at the coin toss at the beginning of the game, whoever wins the coin toss has one of two options. Either A, they can choose to kick or receive, or B, they can choose for the first half which league's rules do we use.
Oh, that's a
And then
solid.
and then whatever whoever doesn't, the opposing, whoever loses the coin toss gets the other option. Okay, like say the XFL team wins the coin toss, they say, hey, we want to play XFL rules in the first half. Okay, cool. USFL, do you want to kick or receive?
Yeah.
I like
What are
that
the
idea.
some of the USFL rules that would like carry you? I wasn't really paying attention.
Nothing good, really.
Nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy that the XFL either didn't have or did better. They did better.
I mean, there's not a lot of even XFL rules weren't that
Walla Washington.
crazy. Yeah, been there.
I don't know. I love the and I don't know if the USFL does this or not. So this is not necessarily a knock on them, but one thing I will say that, and Austin says, I think the real question is how we convince. Yeah, I 100% agree. 100% agree.
We said that like week 1 of XFL is like, NFL needs this.
Mm-hmm.
And they were looking into it, actually.
Yep.
But anyhow, one thing that I will praise that I think, and I think you actually made a comment on the show during the XFL season, Ryan, that makes for some of the most compelling football ever to watch is that, the post touchdown, like 1, 2, or 3 point rule.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 4th and 15 after the touchdown.
I absolutely love that. That is so fucking good for football.
I still say that the 4th and 15 should be a 4th and 25.
Yeah,
I think it's got to be a little more of a Hail Mary.
It might be. I don't know.
I think it's 4th
15.
and 15.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
That's the one thing I changed. But
no,
yes,
it's 4th and 15. It's 4th
maybe cut it in half. Do 4th and 420, baby.
Whoa.
4th and 20.
But it's I think it's 4th and 15 from their own 25. So if they can't get the 15 yards, like the opposing team is pretty much already in the red zone.
Yep.
But they've already lost the game anyway, so it doesn't.
Sure.
If they don't make the 4th and 15,
right? You're not gonna really do that. You'll do it a little more than the onside kick in the NFL, obviously.
Yeah, the onside kick just doesn't work anymore. It just sucks that they took that away from NFL. I mean, they didn't take it away. They just
if the XFL, if a team had just a booklet of plays for 4th and 15, 4th and 20, you could literally, if they get the kickoff and they
every
score,
every
they could just
4 down territory.
They could just never have the offense see the field.
Yeah,
because they don't give up a limit. It's not like a
Right.
home run limit in softball. It's
right.
So. And speaking of softball, though, I played softball last night, and boy, do my balls hurt. Also, during that was a football game, apparently. I don't know. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Giants,
the Giants, they
12.
played hard in the first half.
Yeah.
It was close. It was a close one until the end.
Yeah, it wasn't really that entertaining of a game, really.
I guess we should also probably maybe talk about last week's games too before we move on to this week's.
Oh yeah,
we got ahead of myself.
Yeah.
And the injuries, my God.
Yeah, what a crazy weekend.
Yeah.
It was a crazy weekend of football. I think offenses are coming along a little more now, but I still don't think they're all the way there. I think defenses are still ahead of the game.
Yeah, 100%. This is just like the XFL too, like this past season.
I'll start off with Keith's team. Last second heroics by the Falcons, 25-24.
We choked.
Yep.
The young team showed itself.
Mm-hmm.
They are who we thought they were.
No, they're not.
They are who we thought they were.
They're better than who you thought they were.
Bills 38 over. Do you have anything to say about this?
But the Packers, if you watch we played good until the fourth quarter. We kind of we stepped up the gas in the fourth quarter. We played super conservative and went 3 and out when we could have done like a 4-minute offense and closed the game out. But we
That
went
was the
3 and out.
difference. Is you guys scored nothing in the fourth, and the Falcons scored 13.
We like shut down in the fourth quarter. Like we did nothing.
Yeah.
We had 2 drives that took 40 seconds off the actual play time.
Was that play calling, or was that on the field, or both?
Both, a little bit of both.
Yeah,
Is play calling, and then AJ Dillon not putting his foot in the ground on 3rd and 1 and getting 1 yard. He stumbled and didn't get 1 yard.
Oof, I get that.
So, just a bad fourth quarter. I think we're okay.
Yeah.
We still have the top-rated quarterback in the league right now. It's the truth.
Desmond Ridder had a better game.
I'm just speaking truth, though. No, he didn't.
Bills 38 over the Raiders. Wait, sorry. The Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders.
38-10. Yawn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bills are back.
James Cook, 17 carries.
As are the Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders are.
The Raiders are back, ladies and gentlemen.
Jimmy Garoppolo did look. It's so tough when the game first. Well, when the first quarter or so, and some of these games that are supposed to be blowouts, you see something. It's almost like the defense just has to, figure out what the quarterback's doing early in the season. And then it's like they make these adjustments in the second quarter, because watching the first quarter of that game, it's like, oh, okay, this actually doesn't look too bad. It looks like Garoppolo's kind of hanging around. They make the adjustments, and then you just see, the gap just widen further and further. And then by the fourth quarter, it's just a slugfest.
Yeah.
But I was a little hopeful in the first quarter.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the
What's that?
Josh Jacobs, 9 carries for -2 yards.
That's even worse than I hit. So I picked up in our league. I picked up Matt Breida. Kind of glad I didn't start him. I'm taking a chance on the Saints rookie running back in his league debut on Sunday. But Matt Breida, 4 for 17. He did get a touchdown.
Touchdown, yeah.
If
That's
the
certainly
Packers
better than
run game
9
showed
for
up last week,
-2.
It's a good play.
I think I have an idea, and it's only because I have James Cook on my team in our league. But I've had an idea for a very long time that would be fun. You know how you play PPR, points per reception? So I think it would be neat to do like a 1/4 point per carry. Because I think you're giving a little more value to some of the running backs, and it's a good way of moving the fantasy game forward as more teams go to like running back by committee and devalue that running back position.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It used to be so important.
I even have my issues with PPR, because basically what you're saying is that
Don't shit on my baby. I love PPR.
I enjoy playing it, but in terms of like the way it's, I like kind of having a couple leagues with different rules in it. But what you're saying with PPR is that a catch for 0 yards is always worth as much as a rush for 10 yards.
Yeah, I see your point there. Actually, I never actually thought about that.
You're not, I feel like your scoring should contribute to what that player did.
So what about half a point per rush?
You leave Robert Woods alone.
Honestly, it's like it just depends like on the league. Like I said, there's I used to be in like 4 I was like in 4 leagues last year, so I had it all like doing different things. But say the league I'm in with, like in Rick's league, I've been in there for a few years now, and it's but I love that league, so I don't really want them to change the rules on that. For this.
Ours is unique too in that
I love that idea, Austin.
In terms of
Danny's slowing down. He's in the mud.
Yeah, he's in the mud.
Half point per first down,
football,
half point PPR. I like
in
that.
the league, I think.
And he's frozen. No,
Okay.
I was going to say for
Okay.
Oh,
You there?
there you are.
You
You're
back?
back.
You back?
Now.
Oh, maybe. No,
And
not
so
so much.
All this antivirus stuff just they're giving me that. Someone take the floor.
I was going to say what's unique
Don't wait
about
for
our
me, someone
league
else
too
talk.
is that we have a point system where both the defense / special teams as a unit as well as the individual player. Like if you have, say, a wide receiver that returns kicks or returns punts, both that defense / special teams unit gets the same, point value that they would for rushing yards, but as does that individual. So like Rashid Shaheed right now, who's on Ryan's team.
Yep.
In any other PPR league, he's okay. He's a dart throw, for big plays. But on Ryan's team, he's a borderline wide receiver 1 because of his kick returning.
See, I didn't realize that, and it makes me all the happier that I have him on my team now. So.
Yeah.
And we've been doing our league for a long enough where it's like I don't want that to change.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you get
So
stuck in for a long time. And it's
the
almost
same
like
thing
you
with-
have to start a new league to do
Yeah,
those new
yeah.
points.
Anyway,
That's what I'm saying.
next
If
game.
I had a third league, yeah.
Ravens are back. 27-24 over the Bengals, who are not here at all. They're gone.
No,
Yeah.
What the fuck?
what a disaster. Didn't somebody on the show pick Joe Burrow as their MVP?
Wasn't me.
I could have said it wasn't me. I
Yeah.
picked
He's injured, guys. Come on, give him a break.
Couldn't be this guy. Couldn't be
Is
this
he
guy.
really going to be out 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Wow.
Where did you see that?
Okay,
I
so
haven't-
is that for real now? Because my
I
boss
mean, you said
walked
it.
into
We're
the-
just going by.
Oh yeah, I'm the one who said it because my boss walked into the office and says Joe Burrow's out for like 4 weeks. Like what? Like, yeah, I just heard it on the radio. And I
I'm
didn't
looking it
have-
up
owner-
on the Twitters.
The owner pulled up on the practice field today, picked Joe Burrow up and drove around the practice field for 5 minutes and brought him back. I don't know if that means anything, but that
You
happened.
get your shit together.
like on a cart. Like
Hey, we just
Yeah,
paid
like
you
a
a
golf
whole
cart.
bunch of fucking money. Stop. Just fucking stop. It does not look like he is actually out 4 weeks. He's just questionable.
I haven't seen.
There'll be a thing to
There's
look
day-to-day
for.
now.
Yeah.
Do they even have a backup now?
They just got one, I think. Like
It's a legitimate question.
I forget his name.
David Blau.
Is that really who it
my
is?
I don't know.
I was like, wow.
Life.
I'm gonna bring Dalton
Fuck
back.
my life. He's playing
Or-
for Carolina this weekend.
Or shit.
No,
Who's
he's-
that guy?
That's right, because he got what's his name got hurt.
I think he's Chase Daniels. I think he's the Chargers backup, but he's been like a career backup
Jake
and has
Browning.
played.
That's who it
Oh,
was.
Jake. Okay.
I was
Okay.
gonna say something Brown.
Yeah. I should probably know that. I'm probably going to have to pick him up on Monday night.
Wah, wah.
Oof.
Seahawks beat the Detroit Lions.
Great game.
31.
Thank you, Seahawks.
So-
Thank you.
Super entertaining game to watch.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they're back because it's like, they lose to the Rams, which they should have just absolutely,
I mean, sure.
stomped. Then they win.
That was just a week
I
one
think-
fluke.
Well, I feel like, Detroit looks like a really good team. So I'm like,
Do they?
damn, are the
Well-
I think they are. Yeah. I think Seahawks.
But you know what? For the Seahawks side of it, they were without both of their starting tackles, and I
That's
was
a good
worried that
point, yeah.
oh my god, Aiden Hutchinson is going
He's
to
gonna
rip
eat.
Geno
He's
apart.
gonna feast.
But Geno looked really really good.
Yeah.
Threw for over 300
He was
yards.
just happy
no
not to be looking at
interceptions.
Aaron Donald.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. 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 So, I mean, I'll definitely feel comfortable in the next game if they look just as good. Because I feel like last week could have been a fluke. This week could have been a fluke.
Yeah.
But I mean, just in terms of yards produced and Geno Smith looking great even with two shitty I won't say shitty tackles, backup tackles because they
Right.
did a really good job.
I'm looking
Yeah,
up the
it's like-
injuries because they're one of the teams that had a pretty big injury this weekend. The
Seahawks?
Lions.
Oh, the Lions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with David
Monty.
Montgomery. He is currently doubtful.
He's
and
out, isn't he?
He's most likely out. It sounds like he's going to be out for a few weeks, which
I
sucks 'cause I
drafted-
had him pretty hard in a lot of leagues.
I
like-
drafted Jameer Gibbs in I think all but our league,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the guys in Lamar's league dropped David Montgomery. I was like second to
Yoink.
last in the waiver priority, but nobody noticed him because he was projected for
Waiver?
0 points. So I ended up getting him. So now I
Oh,
have
nice.
Waiver priority? What's that?
Yeah, I want
And
to switch to a
it's-
Fab
it's-
system.
Yeah,
I do
you got to
too.
go Fab.
Fab's just, it's
I
fun.
spent $45 on Jerome Ford.
Y'all just use like
I
100
had him
Fab
go for
bucks for the season.
83 in one
Did
of
you
my
get-
leagues.
Were you able to get
Jesus.
Hunt too?
No, somebody else got Hunt.
I was gonna say. I mean, I feel like Jerome.
I got
Ford,
Hunt for free.
like Ford looks good, man. I think Ford's gonna be the guy.
That's for all Stefanski's been saying is like that is their guy.
It's gotta
Kareem
be,
Hunt
yeah.
is there because he's familiar with the offense.
Yeah,
Yada yada yada. But there is a reason that he wasn't on the team anymore.
yeah. I
And
feel like
Jerome
that's like
Ford beat him out for the job.
Exactly.
that's like Zeke going to the Patriots. You know, it's like, hey,
Right.
yeah, he's a.
That did not move any needles for me whatsoever.
I think
Yeah,
that's
did not
I picked up
affect my-
Kareem Hunt for free in one of my leagues, so
take him. Yeah, I mean, see
no
what
loss
happens.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
I mean, he's
and
a
you know what?
free-
He might play the same role as he did back in the day because you had Nick Chubb for 3 quarters basically just beating the shit out of the defensive line. And then when they're all worn out, you have one drive with Kareem Hunt where they just pass him the ball for the entire drive till he gets
Mhm.
a touchdown. Then he goes back on the bench.
I think he had over 1,000 yards in his Browns career, like receiving.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
Yeah.
saying I think
Um,
that's more than 1,000 yards.
I'm in a league, and surprising, right? In a lot of those, but I'm in a league with one of my buddies and then a bunch of strangers that I don't know. And
Are you talking about shit?
there's a girl in this league.
Oh,
She's 2-0, but she has also now lost Aaron Rodgers. It's a 2 QB league. She's lost Aaron Rodgers and Nick Chubb.
Ooh.
And her running backs are Chuba Hubbard, Isaiah Pacheco, Leonard Fournette, who's not even on a team, Kareem Hunt, who's
Leonard
now
Fournette.
now on a team, and then Rashad Penny. And
You
like
gotta be,
she just imploded this week when
Hey,
I
you know what?
snaked her for
It's
Jerome
week
Ford
3.
and did not need him at all.
But you know what? It's week 3. So week 1 for the Eagles, it was Kenneth Gainwell. Last
Yep.
week it was DeAndre Swift. This week it's Rashad Penny's turn.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense.
could be, yeah.
In this league, here are my running backs: Bijan,
Nice.
Joe Mixon, Najee Harris, Jerome Ford, Kenneth Walker, and AJ Dillon.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Every one of those has the potential to be a starter this year.
Yeah.
I don't buy it with AJ Dillon.
I don't
he
either,
looked like
but-
shit last week.
But by default, he'll
Yeah.
be
Fair.
the starter when Aaron Jones
You leave H.G.
tears-
Dillon alone.
tears his hamstring off
he's
his
ass.
bone.
He's
He's my third running back, so I need him to produce.
Yeah. As the
I'm also 0-2 in that league and won it
as-
last year.
but I doubt that she's listening to the show, but as the Nick Chubb and Saquon Barkley owner in the league that we're all in.
Yeah.
Except
that was
except for me.
that was tough.
Titans beating up on the Chargers.
That was a shocker.
5 carries for Derrick Henry. I think I called Titans winning that, didn't I?
So did I. That was my episode of the week.
Yeah, I was with you. No Eckler, all problems. Derrick Henry, 25 carries. It's
Yeah.
insane. It's a lot
I'm
of carries.
so thankful that Eckler is out again this week. If I want to have even a snowball's chance in hell in my matchup against Danny, I'm starting Joshua Kelly and Kendre Miller.
I mean, I'm
But-
always down to trade, bud.
Shit, maybe we'll see.
You know, nobody ever
Hey,
asks. I'm
Hey, no
always
shady deals online. No, we don't do
But
Yeah, we don't
I'll
do
tell
that
you what,
anymore.
you saw what DeAndre
Anymore.
Swift. You saw what DeAndre Swift did to the Vikings last week.
Mhm.
So I'm hoping that Joshua Kelly can, kind of capitalize and carry out accordingly.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Chiefs over the Jags, but god damn, the Chiefs do not look like they are back.
And I will tell you what, for the Jag side of that, I'm personally not worried too much about the Jags offense. Trevor Lawrence could have easily he was within like a shoelace for having like 4 touchdowns, like 2 to Calvin Ridley, and then I think 1 to both Zay Jones and Christian Kirk. Both just barely out of bounds in the end zone, or couldn't get the second foot down. Just for whatever reason, just couldn't sink it in there. But they could have easily T-Law could have easily had like 4 passing touchdowns that game.
Mm-hmm.
But
wasn't a great game for him. But
I was gonna say, I feel like the Jaguars defense is still pretty hot commodity, though.
They held Patrick Mahomes to 17 points.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's got to be a big factor in the story too. I don't think it's just. I do think that Kansas City has taken a step back. Again, it's week 2.
Massive step back.
Yeah.
But, the Jaguars aren't the Jaguars of 2 years ago. You kind of get that in your head with some of those teams that they're just like, it doesn't matter that they won division last year. It's the Jaguars. Like, oh, no,
right.
Hold on a minute.
You've got a long history of being beaten before.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like I think.
Yeah. It's like
it's going to be an ugly game if Kansas City won.
Yeah.
But
I'm actually going. I'm going to the Jaguars Texans game this Sunday. We scored a couple of free tickets. I'm excited about that.
That'd be really cool.
I'll be at the Packers Saints game.
Nice.
Hey, are we all going to a game this year?
Everybody but Ryan.
Oh, Ryan,
dude, no.
We lose those last year.
We were. We're tightening the budget this year for the rest of the year.
I knew
we do too.
Yeah, we do. That's why we are doing it, because we have to.
Yeah.
Colts over the Texans. CJ Stroud looking decent though, man. 300.
He's ripping it.
385 yards.
Someone want to say about that game, and I think this might be what maybe a young quarterback for like playing the first season needs, is when you're down so far where it's like, okay, the game's, you're not going to say the game's a loss, but you're pretty far back. We're not running the ball. We're just passing the ball. They know you're passing the ball. And this is almost I feel like a less pressure situation.
Yeah.
Because no one expects you to come back and win this.
It's garbage.
And I think yeah, exactly. It's almost, a half of a game of just garbage time. And I thought he looked like absolute dog shit in the preseason. I know he's a rookie. I know he's a Texan, so it's a lot that adds up. First game didn't looked really bad. But I think that this might be a big turning point. That second half of the game, we're playing with garbage time to come in and just, hey, pressure's off a little bit. You can, you can throw into a little tighter coverage. Yeah, you don't have to just sit in the pocket and wait for the guy to be open by 10 yards. It's like, no.
Well, and to be honest, he doesn't have that much of a pocket to sit in. The Texans O-line is just completely decimated. That's why a lot of Damian Pierce fantasy managers are disappointed. It's like they have no O-line whatsoever, which makes it all the more impressive that CJ Stroud is coming out and putting up the numbers that he's putting up. He's look good.
I was gonna say, like, you could probably reasonably start as a flex at least 3 receivers on this team.
Oh yeah,
especially if they're passing. I mean, he had 47 attempts. He threw the ball 47 times.
Yeah. Again, it's
even Robert Woods in a PPR league. He's a decent, albeit low level flex, but he's a startable flex.
Something I always look for now is target share and targets.
Yes.
Because week 1, T. Higgins had 8 targets, so no catches, but that he's talented enough to determine to get the ball like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Tank Dell, 10 targets. Robert Woods, 9 targets, and then Nico Collins, who had a hell of a day, also 9 targets. And, Collins went 7 for 146 and a touchdown. Like, I think for fantasy purposes, if you're legitimately looking for somebody, CJ Stroud's probably out there on a lot of benches. And I think that just with that volume, the interceptions are going to come, but the passing volume enough, It'd
be like
he's
Jameis.
Not your QB. He's not your QB1, but maybe you pay attention, like most people should, and most people don't pay attention to your bye weeks for your quarterbacks.
Sure.
And,
Right.
hey, maybe he's got a cake matchup that week.
I feel like you called me out.
I call everybody out.
I
I
feel
did
like-
that. I did that in a league when I was drafting, and I was like, I'm trying to figure out my bye weeks and stuff like that for my QB3, and it blew people's minds. And it's like, well, you should do that. It's smart.
I will say with that game though, a lot of that passing was dependent on the game script. One,
Yeah.
you're going against the Colts, but two, it's like when you're down that far and how much passing is going, which that probably is going to happen more and more with the situation that he's in, being down by a lot and having to throw the ball quite a bit. But it's when you look at those stats, you always have to take in consideration what was going on in that specific game. Especially this early, because the sample size is just so small right now.
I think so. Through 2 weeks for a quarterback, 2 weeks is a good chunk of the season, especially for a rookie.
Okay.
And week 1 he had 44 attempts. In week 2 he had 47. So this is a team that is going to throw the ball, which is why I'm saying, hey, go out there, pick him up, look at your bye weeks. If he's out there and it matches up well, like he could win you that week.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah.
Won't win the game because that team is trash. Yeah. But he could win you the week.
Your game. Win your game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Especially Niners.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say with me, I got Tua on my team, so that's actually pretty good advice.
How tight does your butthole clench every time he plays? I just think he is one more headshot away from a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Away from a casket.
It scares me. Like, legitimately scares me.
Yeah.
49ers 30, Rams 23. Sorry to cut you off. We're 57 minutes in. We're still going over last.
Tua is the quarterback Christian McCaffrey of a few years ago.
Yeah, I'll be right back, guys.
Bye.
49ers 30-23. Rams.
Talking about that.
McCaffrey, 116 yards, touchdown. Puka Nacua continues. I think he broke a record.
That's my guy.
15 receptions.
Dude,
he's got like 40-something targets already this year.
Check out my my wide receiver lineup here. I gotta wait for my. Okay, so I got T. Higgins, I got Devontae Smith, I got Puka Nacua or Puka, Tyler Lockett, and then I have Cooper Kupp on injured reserve. What happened?
Yeah, I saw that, Keith or Austin. Pook Nukem.
Pook Nukem.
Yes,
so good. Damn.
Puka.
Giants 31, Cardinals 28. I thought the Cardinals were going to pull that out.
Yeah, they should have. I mean,
Josh Megamind Dobbs looking decent, for the Cardinals, keeping them in games.
Yeah.
Cowboys over Jets. I legitimately thought the Jets may have had a chance, but they proved me wrong.
No.
Commanders over Broncos 35-33. Dolphins over the Patriots 24-17, which I thought that was a really good game.
Actually, a very good game.
And then the other Sunday game that you might have noticed that I just skipped over.
You haven't talked about the Bears game yet?
Bucks 27, Bears 17.
Tampa Baker.
Man.
Baker, I mean, the Bears are might be what they are, but I got to say, Baker Mayfield looked really good.
He is playing in an offense who are calling plays for his strengths. Imagine doing that for your quarterback who is actually a first-round talent.
But where he's throwing the ball, where he just looks so covered, or a couple of those plays where he was spinning in a circle and about to fall on his ass, throwing the ball.
Don't get me fucking started on that.
See
me take a big rip off my fucking weed vape? I need it talking about the Bears.
Don't tell YouTube what that is. But yeah, I'll try not to talk about the Bears.
They deserve it.
I mean,
I'll talk about them. They're in my background.
Yeah,
you can't really see.
But I feel
Love
like
'em.
it wasn't necessarily just the Bears just taking, just shooting themselves in the foot as much as I think Baker Mayfield might have really, really stepped up this year. Part of the offense that he's in right now. I just think that he looked phenomenal.
I like
game.
Baker
Mhm.
in like fantasy. I don't think he's like a great one, but I think he's winning games. Obviously, they're 2-0. I think I still kind of think they're a paper tiger. I think they haven't actually faced a team that's going to give them a challenge on defense. I said all along preseason, the Bears defense, they have no pass rush. They proved it again,
But it wasn't like Baker Mayfield the whole time was just throwing it to like guys on blown coverages. That's the thing I was saying about
one of the blown coverage was a fucking one of the
Worst
worst
Okay.
missed
Yeah,
calls
it's-
I've ever seen.
Okay,
was-
fair,
It was
but
fucking
that wasn't
terrible.
okay.
That
There was-
deflated the Bears, I think.
Yeah,
as
there was
well.
definitely some blown coverages, but I think a lot of what Baker did wasn't, it wasn't just the Bears shooting themselves in the foot. There were definitely plays where, that happened, but I don't think that just,
I hate watched every snap of that game.
Mhm.
And Baker, the anticipation wasn't 100% there for Baker. Like he was throwing behind guys. There was quite a few plays where, they were running a route and they had to reach back to catch the ball. It wasn't in front of them.
Fair enough.
Baker didn't beat you.
I was watching the 10-minute highlight where they show like each of the
The
first
good plays.
The good, yeah. Well, yeah, there are the good plays.
Yeah.
But that's
Some bright spots for the Bears. Our middle, Andrew Billings, our defensive tackle. He's a run stopper up the middle. Unfortunately, our edges are sponges. Our second-year left tackle, Braxton Jones, looking great. Coming back down to earth, Braxton Jones is on IR now with the neck injury.
Oof. That's
It's
tough.
just when it fucking rains, it pours. And then obviously there was the Twitter hullabaloo this week with the Bears. And I wanted to touch on that real quick, as I always do with the Bears stuff. I'm a very passionate Bears fan. But the media 100% took what Justin Fields said way out of proportion. Dan Orlovsky, I think he's such a fucking joke.
Can you fill us in on what he said? Because I'm not on that.
What
Or,
Justin
no,
said?
maybe.
What
Yeah.
Justin said or what Dan said?
Well, both. I'm completely on the loop of this story. Maybe people.
So
watching are out there.
basically, it sounded like to the untrained person that he was throwing the coaching staff
to the
under-
morons of the NFL.
Yeah. It sounded
say
like
it
he
how it
was throwing his coaches under the bus, but in reality, what he was saying is like his taking to the coaching is, part of the problem. And that like he just needs to, he's got the coaching like in his head too much, and that he just needs to go out and, like he said, quote, play F it ball.
Okay,
And
right.
I'm very excited to see just fuck it ball from Justin Fields.
That's right. Because
Very excited.
I do remember a comment of saying, "I'm going out there and I feel like a robot." Was that the
Yes,
same?
yeah.
Mess? Okay.
And you can tell that, like watching him play, it's like hey, there is something here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop. Like his drop. He
Yes.
stops and just
Yep.
sits there.
Yes, JT
And reads.
O'Sullivan.
Couple
think
of
part
wide
of that-
open passes that look bad.
Yeah.
Very bad.
That might go back a little bit what we talked about with like rookie quarterbacks going into a coaching system that doesn't fit them.
Mhm.
Because it's
Caleb Williams next year.
Hmm.
That's like his dad has already come out and said he can come back to school next year.
Mhm.
Like he will not sign with the
If
team.
it's a team that he doesn't like, then yeah.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
I think
and it's a very smart thing to do because there are teams historically, the Bears are one of them, who can take the most talented quarterback and turn them into plain mediocre.
pretty sure I said
Mhm.
CJ Stroud should have done that this year.
Mm.
I think
Yeah.
Stroud could have stayed.
Like
Yeah,
how
he
many
could have.
like top round quarterbacks have the Jets taken and become nothing? Who was the? I'm gonna get killed for this, but I can't remember the Jacksonville's head coach like 2 years ago. He's the Ohio State.
Urban
Peterson.
Meyer.
Urban Meyer. So
That
yeah,
man's a dog. He does have that dog in him.
Right.
Horn dog.
It's a horn dog.
right. But yeah, getting their like rookie quarterback, that system was not fitting, and then Doug Peterson shows up, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, the system, getting in a system where it's working a lot better. We might see the same thing with Geno Smith and maybe Baker Mayfield. The same thing happening there. I think there's just some issue where it's the worst team getting the best quarterback, and it's like might not be meshing right.
Right. It's it'll be interesting to see. I wonder if that pushes Drake May up above him. You know what I mean? Just signability concerns.
Maybe. What's
Last
this mess? Sorry, this is Keith's message. Do pick Guck? What does that say?
Quick.
Two.
Sorry.
Who
Quick.
picks Guck?
quick. Oh yeah, we'll get to that in just a quick second.
Quick.
All right,
We've
we'll get to
had
the-
a very talkative show. This
Hey,
That
don't
we have.
fucking point out my fucking misspellings.
I just don't know what you're saying, man.
They can't. They could have
I-
typed it. You have to
I don't-
point it out and.
I don't have my Guck ready. It was like, all right, I will do.
I gotta go to the
we'll talk
garage
about-
and get my guck. I
we're
don't
gonna
know
get-
where it's
Yeah.
at.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah,
have my-
you guys are gucked. The Bears are gucked.
Totally.
It's a goose.
Totally
It's a goose and a duck combined. Okay, shut up.
So Alan Williams, Bears defensive coordinator, he was missing last week. Eberflus called plays. You could tell he called plays because they were better. He resigned from the team. There was a lot of speculation. I learned that just don't trust anything the internet says at this point.
Hooked on Phonics didn't work for Keith. So Shannon.
It's Keith's. It's his thumbs.
I don't know what that one was because I typed that on my computer, so I have no idea.
Oof. Yeah, that was just the booze. That was the booze talking.
That's the booze. That's,
Yeah.
I was drunk.
It's kind of funny because we were talking about just not typing right or whatever. Once I start speaking, sometimes, especially on the show, because it's like I get just a very, very thin bit of jitters when I know like I'm talking live. And I was talking about the rookie quarterback last year or 2 years ago for Jacksonville. I was like, I could not remember. Is it Lawler? And then as soon as I stopped talking, I'm like, Trevor Lawrence. Fuck,
Oh, there it
it's too
is.
late. I was like, will you guys just let me pass by without saying his name? But yeah, so my brain just kind of shuts off a little bit when I'm speaking out loud on air. Anyway,
Mine
is that all
does
like this?
just anytime. And then Saints over the Panthers 2017, Steelers over the Browns 26-22. Really good game until Nick Chubb got hurt.
Yeah, and we got an ostrich leg.
oh God, that was gross.
Oh, that was a nasty. That was
That was
one of the
nasty.
nastiest injuries I think
It
I've
was an
seen.
RG3
Oh, yeah.
style.
That
leg
was
breaker.
disgusting.
It didn't
Oh my
look
God.
bad on the live camera, but then when they showed that sideline angle,
Yeah, we're just shoom.
90
Yeah.
degrees.
Oh,
Well, they
oh
didn't
my
show it
God.
on. Well, also, I had to go on Twitter to find
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You
That's
know
where
what's
I
nuts
saw
to
it.
me is like immediately after you could see him obviously, like screaming and everything. But then as soon as he gets up on the cart, like the guy just looks like pissed and disappointed.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It's like,
He didn't
man,
even look
that
that-
he is.
He looked just upset when it first happened
Yeah,
because he just kind of
hold,
sat up,
kind
and
of
just
sitting there
held his
holding
feet.
his shin, kind of
He
like
was just like,
you know,
son of a bitch.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
He-
and like,
I'll
oh,
I'll tell you
okay.
what, and Nick Chubb is one of the most likable backs in the league. I mean,
Mhm.
aside from just being an absolute bowling ball, like bulldozer
yeah,
of a back, he's just like one of the more likable players in the league, I think.
yeah.
So definitely a shame that happened to him. I hope that I'm wrong. I really sincerely hope that I'm wrong.
Same.
But that could
Don't
be his
think
career.
you're wrong.
I don't think
And-
you're wrong either.
and he's
I think he
27 too.
tries. I think he tries.
He's
to
not
come
Yeah,
the
back,
same.
but he's just
Yeah.
not going to be the same.
And yeah,
Especially this is his second major injury like this
On the
too.
same
On
leg.
the same leg.
Same
yeah.
leg.
Yeah, he'll be 28 when he comes back. That's kind of
Yeah,
the
that's-
lifespan
that's it.
for a
That's-
running
that-
back.
Yep.
Yep.
That's it. I think
And they've been
that's it.
running him hard too his whole
Yeah.
career. You know?
Yeah, he's got some pretty worn tread on the tires there.
So I hope he comes back. Like you said, he's very likable.
Be great. Yeah.
All right, let's get into our picks for this week, and then I'll let you guys go.
All right.
You'll let me go.
Browns, Titans
I'll never
in
let you
Cleveland.
go.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go Titans on this.
I'm gonna go Browns because of their defense.
I'm gonna go Titans on this one.
All right.
Sorry,
I
Rob.
am also going to go Browns, I think.
Ooh, house divided.
Nice.
Yeah, the
An
offense
even
is
split.
that offense is crap, but I don't know. That defense is real tough, and I don't know. We'll see. Falcons, Lions in Detroit.
This is a tough one.
Ooh.
This is like probably one of the more
That's
exciting
a good
games.
one. Yeah.
Um,
Really answer some questions here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dang. I'm gonna go Lions on this.
Where you at, Keith?
I'm gonna go Falcons. Bijan Robbins is that guy.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
Mm.
I mean, he fell forward every play against the Packers.
Yeah.
We hit him in the backfield. He fell forward for 2-yard gain every time. It was insane.
My heart tells me Detroit. My gut tells me the Falcons. I'm gonna
What's your
trust
brain
my
tell you?
yeah. My brain tells me the Battlehawks. No. Where are they playing at?
Detroit.
If the Falcons win this, I think that this will be a statement game.
3-0.
Yeah, but it'll be against
3-0.
Detroit. I think Detroit's, we're looking. Well, at the moment, we're looking at Detroit to, potentially take the division. But if Detroit loses this game, then that might be a statement for them. So
I think
Yeah.
Detroit's the toughest team that they have faced for their strengths.
Right.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
I'm picking the Lions here. The Falcons haven't scored over 25, I think.
Yeah. Well,
Every
but
game that the Lions, even the one that they lost last week, they scored over 30.
true. But
Who thought-
isn't Amon-Ra St. Brown dealing with turf toe?
Yep.
He is questionable, yeah.
So
And so is Josh Reynolds, too. Who
I thought he had like an ankle or something like that. that
I'm
was
just
bothering
saying
him.
he's banged up.
Okay, gotcha.
It's not a turf toe thing, but
I'm gonna trust my part of me wants to say, like I said, like wants the Lions to win. I don't dislike either team, but my initial gut tells me the Falcons, so I'm just gonna say give me the Falcons.
okay. We've been split so far. I like it.
yeah, I do too.
Saints pack in Green Bay.
Packers aren't losing their home opener. I don't care what you say. They're a better team, too.
This will be by far the best defense that Jordan Love has faced so far.
True.
Yep.
True.
Yeah, Saints
If
defense.
I think Aaron Jones is on track to play. So is Christian Watson.
That'll help.
What's going to hurt us is our O-line's kind of banged up,
Mhm.
but I'm still
Yeah.
taking the Packers.
I'm going to take
Give
the
me
Saints.
The
cigarette.
Saints.
Yeah.
The Saints will come marching in.
Yeah, who that say to go and beat them Saints? I'm
That's
gonna
fine.
take
I'll
the
ride
Saints in
along.
this
I'll
one
ride
too.
along.
I
Yeah.
figured you would.
I don't care.
Broncos going down to Miami to play the 2-0 Dolphins. Sorry, the 0-2 Broncos are going to play the 2-0 Dolphins in Miami.
Yes.
85 degrees at game time. It's going to be a hot one.
Nice.
No
We
pun
don't-
intended, but polar opposite of what they're used to up in Denver.
We don't. None of us realistically think that the Broncos have a shot at this, right?
They got a shot.
You heard
You
him
know
talk
what?
Like a legitimate shot.
No, I think they do. I still say Dolphins. I think the Broncos have a 25% chance of winning that game.
I have Dolphins.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's
Dolphins
not
are-
because the Dolphins are so good. it's because the Broncos are so bad and they're so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why the line on this is Miami minus 6.5.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely
Miami
taking
minus 6.5, and the over under is 48.
I'll say this: I'm taking my. I'll make this fun. I'm taking Miami, but it'll end in a 1-score game. How about that?
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Come back, mark the spot.
This I agree. I'm taking Miami, but something I don't know why, but something about this feels kind of like a trap game.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. They're the two best looking teams so far through 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, like Dallas, you know, they're 2-0. Their defense has been insane, but Zach Wilson and Daniel Jones, you know,
Yeah.
I'll still give them their flowers, but I want to see them. And now they've got like a truckload of injuries on their team.
Yeah, Diggs. is
Trayvon
out now.
Diggs is out. Their
That's
center,
a big out.
their center hamstring injury. I think there was a few other players on defense that they got hurt. So with all that in mind, let me also see that against a competent quarterback. Yeah, give me the Dolphins in this one, but something tells me this is a trap game.
Well, I feel like Denver just has a few more wrinkles to iron out. I mean, I'm not saying that they're big wrinkles, I think, but I could see, after this week, getting things at least working the way where they want to work. I don't know if it'll make them a winning team, but things might start. I could see them having one more week to kind of get things clicking, I guess. And then once that happens, then everything can come into place, and then they could be like
the wrinkles that the Broncos have are so large that they have glacial peaks. There is ice up there.
I just like watching Wilson suck still. Yeah. I thought after the first year, it would be like, okay, now Wilson, we got those great picks from you, like sucking ass. I'll start rooting for you again. I'm still like, no, I'm still not rooting for him. I'm happy that he sucks still.
Have you ever heard of the game called Overcooked?
No.
So it's a team-based game. It's a lot of fun, but you're running a kitchen, and so all 4 of you have to work together, and it gets really hectic the higher up you go, and I feel like that's where Russ is cooking right now, is in that kitchen.
It's such a shame because I like for the longest time I actually considered Russell Wilson to be one of my favorite quarterbacks in the league.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but no,
he's always the underdog. He's always the one
right
counted out.
Right, and I mean, if there's anybody that's going to sort him out, you figured Sean Payton isn't the worst choice there, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I agree with what you're saying, Austin, that Javante's going to blow up in fantasy because of the check down aficionado. All right, Vikings, Chargers, both teams 0-2.
This game is going to be a damn shootout. Both shit defenses, both great offenses.
We will see our first 1,000-yard passer come out of this game.
Yep.
Like, not in a game, obviously.
I was like, what?
Well, Kirk Cousins has 708 yards already. Justin Herbert, I think he's up there. Kirk Cousins is obviously going to be on track to throw 300.
It's crazy.
Plus.
Like, these are two of the top 5 quarterbacks passing wise, and one of these teams is going to come out probably not in the playoffs.
By 34.
Which one of these teams do you think will turn the ship around?
The Chargers.
Chargers.
I don't know, man. Kirk's
a winner. Justin Jefferson's a winner.
The Vikings this year.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Now they have Akers.
I don't
they
think
won't have them this week.
I don't think Brandon Staley is that good of a coach.
Head coach. I agree, but I like the pairing of Justin Herbert and Kellen Moore.
Yeah, that is a good one. It hasn't shown promise yet, but it will. The first 6,000-yard passer in NFL
He
history.
can throw for 6,000 yards and go 0-17. That's fine.
Yeah, we would
Yeah.
still. I'd be
He's
fine
won
with that.
4 games.
I'm not good.
So who do you guys have? I got the Vikings.
I have the Chargers because I have no faith in the Vikings. I will
Yeah.
not pick the Vikings until they actually win a game.
Well, they're going to win this one.
No, they're not. I hope not. I want them to
Are
go
they playing
0-3
in LA?
first.
No, they're
No,
playing
Not that
in
it
Minnesota.
matters. Okay.
I don't think I've watched
Um,
any of the Viking games or the replays yet.
No.
So I'm kind of. I only have what I've seen on the Chargers, so I guess I'm just going to go with the Chargers.
Yeah, give me the Chargers as well. I think that this is
Okay.
probably going to be one of the highest scoring matchups on the week. Great for fantasy. If you have Kirk Cousins or Justin Herbert, any of those receivers from either teams, this is going to be absolutely fantastic.
Austin's rolling with me on this one.
Hey, Rick, who's got Jefferson this week?
Wait, in our league, you don't have
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson. Not in our league.
Oh, that's right. It's the other league.
Ah, not
Suck it,
you,
Tom.
Danny boy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. His opponent has Justin Jefferson.
Oof. The 0-2 Patriots going down to East Rutherford, New Jersey to MetLife Stadium to play the New York Jets. God damn it. I gotta get this thing.
Jets. Jets.
Figure it out.
Jets lose.
Who are the Jets playing?
The
Patriots.
Oh yeah.
I think the Patriots win this one. I think they
The
come
Patriots
in
have looked better than advertised.
Yeah, I mean, they're
Indeed.
one of the better 0-2 teams. I don't think they're a playoff team.
They're going to win
But-
3-0
And
because I don't think Zach Wilson.
The win's a win.
Zach
Dub's a
Wilson
dub.
is trash.
Yeah, well, so is Mac Jones. Who you got, Rick?
The Patriots. Yeah.
Yeah,
easy.
Patriots. Yeah.
Yeah, easy.
Bills Commanders in Landover.
Washington.
Those
Washington.
0-2 Commanders.
Undefeated
Or 2-0.
as a
2-0.
starter, Sam
2-0, excuse me, yeah.
Howell,
Mm-hmm.
dating all the way back to 2022. Undefeated as a starter.
You ready for
Oh,
my upset of the
Texas.
week?
Oh, shit.
yeah.
Ooh.
You're not going Bears over Chiefs?
Because it's not this one.
No.
It's not this one.
No, actually, I am going to go with the Commanders on this. Their
Really?
defense is so much better, and Josh Allen is playing Josh Allen ball. He's 3 interceptions on this season already. I think the
Wasn't that
Commanders
all
are.
in week 1 against the Jets, though?
I mean, yeah, but still,
I mean, yeah, he had 4 turnovers in one game. But
I'm still like I think the Commanders are going to win this one. This is my upset pick.
I'm trying to find an upset pick here, too.
I have mine. If you don't take it,
Green Bay.
that's not an upset. The Packers are favored.
Okay. Oh, there.
Who you got on that one, Rick?
Oh, for the I already forgot which.
Bills Commanders.
I think no, that's already your upset pick. Give me the Bills.
I mean, we can both pick upsets.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Yeah, my upset pick is going to be the Washington Commanders over the Buffalo
Damn.
Bills in Landover, Maryland.
Okay, so the Broncos played the Bills, or the Broncos played the Commanders last
Correct.
week, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And damn near won.
And damn near won, yeah. So you're
the
taking
Commanders
them
win?
to be the Commanders to beat the Bills. So don't you think the Broncos,
I have more
You know
faith.
You know what?
I have more faith in Sean Payton turning this around and us seeing that Russ from the last game is going to be a better Russ moving forward. I have more faith in that happening than Josh Allen not throwing 2 picks in this game.
You know what? I'm going to change my upset. Give me the Broncos over the Dolphins.
Dang,
Yeah,
you were
see,
wanting
that's
that too. I could feel it.
I don't know why. It feels like a
Feels
trap
like- yeah.
game.
That's what I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I still think Miami's going to win.
Same.
I
But
think
just
it's gonna be-
something feels off.
I think it's
about
going
it.
to be a close game. I think the Broncos might kind of get their shit together on this one. There's a lot of potential for them to ride the ship here.
Jags Texans. I'm gonna hope for a Jags win. I'm gonna also think that the Jags win because they're 8-point favorites. But it would be I want old Rick here to see a win in Duval.
That's going to be a fun game.
You don't want me to see a win? That's rude.
No, I don't.
Ever.
I hope your seats are good, and I hope the food at the tailgate is good. But I hope your
They're the
team
exact
loses.
same seats as we were in last year.
Bring your binoculars.
Our seats were free fitty, and they're not bad. They're in the 200 section on the right by the north end zone. So, not bad.
That's pretty awesome. And yeah, Commander's D line is going to force Josh to either force balls into bad spots or he's going to scramble all over their ass.
Hey, Rick, I'm
We'll
going to
see.
join you on the upset. I
Oh,
still think the Dolphins win, but of all these like upsets that I'm looking at, I feel like
something
the one
just
you feel.
feels.
All right.
Something just feels off about it. Maybe this is the game that Tua ends up got. I shouldn't say that.
Don't say it. Don't say it. We all know what you're thinking.
Okay.
though.
The thing is, I don't want to pick like an upset on a team where they're like basically evenly matched, and say like,
Right.
what was it the Vikings and Chargers, where it's like, toss up and call that my upset.
Yeah.
I think this is, if you pick an upset, it's got to be like a legit, like, oh my god, trap
Like
game.
my call over, like the Detroit over Kansas City in week 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
He's gonna fucking hold that over our heads all year.
And you guys,
So I am
all
like
year.
6. I'm like 6-1 on these upset picks.
Rick, do you got two
People know
upset
this shit.
picks? Because you're picking the Commanders over the
No. I said
No,
I was
he
changing.
switched.
changing
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
You're picking the Bills. Rick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Picking the Bills.
All right.
Okay.
I got the Jaguars. Just FYI.
The
yeah.
Jags.
Huh. I think
For
they're the
the
better
upset.
team. No.
No,
No,
just to
just to
win the
win.
game against the
Jags
Texans.
are favored.
Oh, I was
They're
like,
8-point
I feel like they're. Yeah.
Colts, Ravens. Give me the Ravens.
Yeah.
Lamar
I-
looked better.
I
Here's
don't
my
think,
upset, boys.
Oh,
The
shit.
Gardner
But you know what?
Minshew-led Indianapolis Colts.
I'm
I'm gonna
hoping
upset
that
the
old
Ravens.
Anthony Richardson decides
Ah.
to take a couple of weeks off so that when the
Yeah.
Colts come down here to Jacksonville here in a couple of weeks, you get Gardner Minshew
It's
versus
it's
the
matching up.
Jaguars
It's matching
in
up.
Jacksonville. I'll do whatever the hell I have to do to be at that game.
This
I
is my
love
upset,
Minshew
boys.
mania.
Colts over Ravens.
If I have
I
to
love it.
stab somebody.
Actually, oh god, I was gonna say
I'm picking the
Richardson's-
Ravens still.
Yeah, I think I am too. I liked the idea with Richardson, but with him out with Minshew, I go Ravens.
All right. Seahawks, Panthers.
Thought about doing this one too for my upset, but then
I would punch your square on my screen here. Down over here. This is where your face is on
The
every-
Andy Dalton led Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
In there.
Didn't Andy Dalton beat the Seahawks when he's with the Saints last year?
Did he?
Did he?
I thought he
the
did.
Saints are better than the Panthers. though.
Yeah.
But the Saints
Although the
year.
one thing I will say about the Panthers that I think gets overshadowed a lot by them, the Panthers actually quietly have a really, really damn good defense.
Austin
Yeah, I
Andy
mean,
Dalton is starting, by the way.
Their offense is trash, but they have a damn good defense.
I'm picking the Seahawks.
Oh yeah.
Hey, me
Seahawks
too.
all
My.
day.
So am I.
Yeah.
And Austin Dalton starting.
Seahawks.
Bryce Young's out with an ankle injury.
We've got the Bears going into Arrowhead.
Chiefs by bloodbath. I'm stealing Rick's
Play the
saying.
Chiefs.
Chiefs by bloodbath.
KC minus 12.5.
You making this your upset pick, Ryan?
I already gave you my upset pick.
What was your upset pick?
He's not picking the Bears. Commanders over Bills. This is
Commanders
upset.
over Bills.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
He's not
Sure
picking
you don't
the
want to
Bears.
change? Huh?
I'm going to have two upset picks because Bears are going to beat the Chiefs.
No, they're
Oh,
not. No, they're
Bears are going to beat the Chiefs.
not. No, they're not.
Man,
I'm
No,
putting
I-
it out there in the universe right now. I'm going to say
Yeah.
it every day.
It's a-
Hey, your picks are true.
I am assuming everybody else is going Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yes.
By bloodbath.
Yeah.
Cowboys,
yeah.
Cardinals. Give me the
Cowboys by
boys.
bloodbath.
12.5.
Yeah, it's a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Steelers,
I hate to say it.
I figured we all were picking the Cowboys, so I was just moving quick.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's,
No,
yeah.
I hate to say it.
You're good. We're at almost 2 hours.
That's an hour and a half.
I
It's
can't
not
tell time.
almost 2 hours. Steelers going to Las Vegas.
It's 2 hours in
Uh,
drunk time. Leave me alone.
Give me the Raiders. Steelers just don't look good.
Yeah, they're. I mean, defense is great for Steelers. I mean,
Rick.
it
Yeah,
might
I
be a
agree. It's a
tough-
Sunday
Rick.
night game. That's what
Rick,
I will be
the
doing.
snooze fest hasn't started yet.
But I think their offense is like Jets level offense right now.
Yeah.
They are just such
Yeah.
so much ass.
This game
Kenny
is going to
Pickett ain't
suck.
that guy.
Yeah,
It's
it is. But
bad.
I'll take the Raiders too.
I'll
no one
go
can-
Steelers just to have fun.
And no one gets to pick this
I
game
just
as
hope
an upset.
everybody has fun.
I think this game itself
There's-
is an upset. The game itself is an upset. I think this game is going to suck.
I'm upset that this game is being played on Sunday
Yeah.
night.
That's
a
my
Sunday
upset.
night game.
Oh, it is a Sunday
Yeah,
night
it's
game.
a Sunday
Oh,
night game.
That is some bullshit, dude.
Right?
Yeah.
I need to move these games.
I'll be
like
home to
12
watch
times.
that.
Ugh,
Well, maybe.
gross.
I don't
This
know.
game is going to
I'm
suck.
going to leave my house. just
No
so
one
I don't
has
have to
fantasy
watch
He may not be home
football
yet.
value in this either. Like
The-
no one
Devontae
has
Adams.
my
George
and,
Pickens.
Devontae Adams.
I wouldn't even
Josh
put a ton of
Jacobs.
stock into Pickens.
I don't have any fantasy stock in this.
I have Pickens on a team. I've got Kenny Pickett on a team. I've got Najee Harris on a team.
As a flex, sure,
I've got
Pickens.
Brian Murph as this tight end somewhere.
I love
I'm
Pat
sorry.
Freiermuth. He's going
He's awesome.
think I
Just
got
the
him in the
team
league.
sucks.
And then they're doing last week and then this week as well the double dipper on Monday night, which I love. It's
I
great.
loved it.
I hate
It's
it.
fun.
I
would
wish
rather
they did that
I
on
would
a Sunday instead.
like 2 Sunday night games.
Yeah.
I like the 2 Monday night games because it doesn't, let's take away Thursday. Everybody
I like
hates
that.
Thursday.
People get hurt on Thursday.
I like Thursday.
I
People
hate
get hurt.
Thursday except for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving
I-
football.
I still like
You know who
Thursday
plays on
football.
Thanksgiving this year?
But it's all selfishness.
I don't.
I'm just selfish. I want-
Eagles going down to Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay, Florida,
This
or
could
just
be
Tampa,
a
Florida,
trap.
to play the
Give them the
Bucks.
Eagles. Give them the Eagles. Did you hear that lady spell Eagles wrong when she was a fan at the stadium? She spelled it Egles.
Hmm.
No A.
Eagles.
Eagles.
That's like
Yeah.
the Stillers, Pittsburgh
Yeah, the
Stillers.
It's just like a picture of Ben Stiller.
he's just in. He's not wearing a jersey. He's just in normal clothes.
You
in
know that
Pittsburgh.
stupid face he makes.
Oh fuck! I feel like this is a trap game. I feel
Yeah.
like this one could be a trap game.
I was picking
The
between.
Bucks are playing with some juice. I'm
Yeah.
picking the Eagles, but the Bucks are playing with some juice.
Yeah. Oh, the defense might be too much for them. I wanna watch both.
Yeah, for the Monday night
Yeah.
games.
Right, they're playing in Tampa.
Yeah,
Give me the Bucks.
nice.
I like it.
All right,
I
all
like
right.
it.
I like it. Rick's
Yeah,
going for the
I'm-
double dip on the upsets as well.
Yep,
No,
I'm
I mean
going
they're
Eagles,
both
so-
2-0.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
both
the
2-0. It's
Eagles
not
are
nothing.
5-point favorites though.
Yeah, fair.
That's a big gap. And then the final game of the week at 7:15 is Rams Bengals in Paycor Stadium in Cleveland or Cincinnati, Ohio. Not Cleveland, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Cincinnati.
Home of Skyline Chili, which is the weirdest shit I've ever seen.
I still haven't tried it yet. I'm too
It's
scared.
it's beans and meat on spaghetti.
No, it's
Weird.
chili on. It's like cinnamon chili on spaghetti.
It's weird.
And it's like fast. They
weird.
serve it like fast food.
I'm going
I'd try
to take the Bengals in this one. Wait, is Joe Burrow playing?
I was about to
Find
We
say
out.
don't know.
We put it.
Did he
He's got
practice
time to
today?
heal.
Flag on the play.
He
Yeah.
is questionable. He is not doubtful, which is a good thing because Friday's the day when people go doubtful
Yeah.
for Sunday because it's the last day of practice in the week.
Isn't this a
I
Monday
don't
game?
know.
Though,
He
right?
practiced in a limited capacity on Friday, so he's a game time decision. I think Burrow plays. He's got an extra day of rest. If Burrow plays, I think they win. I do not believe in my heart that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to be an 0-3 team because they're so talented.
They are. I'm
It all
rooting for.
depends.
I'm rooting for Cincinnati, but I think the Rams are going to win. I don't think Burrow plays.
I'm kind of on the same, which sucks because that means they're pretty much like they have to just go on a scorched earth tour if they lose this game to have any shot at the playoffs. Yeah. No, although I mean,
No, they can get in as a wild card. I think Baltimore would win the division, and then
right.
they
Could
Browns
beat
are
out
still hanging
Cincinnati and
around.
Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland's tough for them. Every year
Yeah.
they always have a hard time with
Specifically
Cleveland.
for them.
Who?
Give me the Bengals.
But now there's like 4 wild cards now or something, right? What is? How many is it?
3?
3.
4? No, it might be 4 because I think baseball
Which is-
went to 3 wild cards.
Which is should be. That's too many wild cards. Man.
No.
Too many
This
wild
was
Shouldn't go
officially-
500 or below 500. Go to the playoffs
Yeah, I agree.
unless
I
you win
think
your
even-
division.
Oh, I don't think even then.
I think if you win your division, that's even with a losing record, fine. But you shouldn't go in
We
as
saw
a
Tom
wild
Brady do
card.
it last year.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. This was our longest show ever.
Ever? This is a
Ever.
good sh- this
Hour
is
and
productive.
36 minutes in so far.
I like this show.
It was a good
Yeah.
show.
It was a very good show.
I like this episode.
Guys, have fun at your games. Be
Yeah.
safe. Go Jags.
Go
Go
Jags.
Jags.
I forgot who the
Seahawks.
Packers are playing, but go them.
Saints.
Packers.
Oh yeah, Saints. Yeah, go
Go
Saints.
Seahawks.
It's okay. You can root against them. I don't
We
know.
go
Go
Bears.
Seahawks.
Hey, I'll root for the Bears
Bears.
this week.
Go Bears.
For sure. Yeah.
What a
I'll root for
story!
Green Bay
What
with
a story!
You'll be 0-3 with the Vikings. That's fine.
Whatever.
For
Well,
Green Bay.
I'm at that stage of depression with the Bears.
It's week 3. My God.
Meh.
I love you.
I'm almost kind of rooting against both the Bears and the Vikings simply because like I kind of want Detroit to win that division.
You just like cat teams.
They look like he does just like cat teams, except for the one bird team. That's a predator. Man, yeah,
It's tough to dislike the
Lions,
Detroit Lions.
even with
Mhm.
one loss, look like the best team in the North
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
I'd agree on that. But yeah, I'll root for the Bears just because it's Kansas City is
Thanks.
my
Hell
most
of it.
hated. Kansas City least favorite team in the NFL.
I love
their ass.
Kansas City.
Not the Cowboys.
You
No.
hate Kansas City?
Ugh.
More than right now, yeah.
Oh man,
No,
Yep.
it's
I've
Cowboys
had-
are my least
Yeah,
favorite
yeah,
team in
I remember.
sports.
I've had enough of Kansas City winning, and
better
kinda
get
having-
used to it, buddy. It's
Yeah,
gonna
having-
keep happening for a long time.
I get it. And having the refs kind of pull them over the line on the
Yeah, well, that's the
NFC
Brady. That's
championship
the
game.
Brady treatment.
Yeah,
You know how
I'm
it is.
enough of that. Yeah,
It's all right. One goat retired. Time for the next one.
Yep, exactly. Because
Yeah.
the other one just blew his ankle up.
Yeah.
Great show. Have fun at your sporting events. And I'm just gonna be sitting on my couch on Sunday. That's
Hey,
pretty much it.
Austin and Shannon, thanks for joining
Yes.
the show, man. We love you guys.
Thanks for
Yeah,
hanging,
come back
boys.
next week.
For sure. For sure.
But yeah, we'll be back next week. The Thursday night game coming up.
It's Packers. It's Lions Packers.
Lions.
Ah.
That's a great game on Thursday night. Damn.
That is a very good
That's
game.
that's in Green Bay
Oh, really?
Okay.
because the Packers Lions actually play again on Thursday in November. They play the Thanksgiving game.
Oh, you got 2 Thursday
Wow.
night games. Wow.
Yeah, it's weird.
Wow.
Right?
Great. It's just great. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. And we will see you next week. Bye.
Peace.